It's been so flipping long since I recorded a video like this, I might be rusty. June 6th, JackDoesBoxing returns with its 4th event. We're back in Manchester, we're back with a fire card. TikTok influencer and Outcast megastar Chizzy2Dizzy returns for his 3rd main event, where he takes on Russian content creator Asik Slays in what's going to be a belter of a fight. The whole card is great, you know, there are a lot of great fights, rivalries reignited, we're seeing the ends of beefs that have been going on for so long, but there's one fight that people have been talking about the most, which got announced yesterday. JackDoesBoxing announced that they're taking a step away from boxing in this fight and they're actually doing MMA, where we're seeing Jallum, the Outcast light heavyweight champion, take on JackDoesBoxing, the Rising Stars middleweight champion. There's been a lot of confusion about this fight, you know, there have been a lot of questions being thrown around, confusion about belts, like just everything really. So I'm here to give my point of view on it. I had no part in making this fight, but I just needed a video to make really. The thing people were mostly confused about is which belts are on the line. Now that's been cleared out by both companies. Rising Stars have stated that the middleweight championship will not be on the line, and that is fair enough, you know, like it is an Outcast event, so wouldn't really be getting belts from other places. It was also stated that JackDoesBoxing did not actually contact anyone on the team about having his belt defended, so yeah, completely fair, that one. So it's all going to be for the Outcast Light Heavyweight Championship, but then people are still questioning why is that being defended in MMA. So it was already said by Ethan GBUK that Outcast sort of want to make the belts more a combat sports belt in general rather than just sticking to boxing. The whole thing with influencer boxing is that companies want to do things differently. They want to do things uniquely. They want to find their own way to make their company stand out over other ones. So I feel like by making all the belts in Outcast like just combat sports belts rather than just boxing will first of all save money, because I know that Jallum will not want to buy multiple belts for multiple different sports, and also it's a unique concept, you know, like if you have the belt you can defend it in whichever combat sport you want to. Speaking of which, people have also been questioning why it's an MMA fight, and really that's just because both fighters wanted to do MMA over boxing. People have been speculating that none of them have training in MMA, but we don't really know that. They both have claimed to know MMA, so the fight can happen. Both guys are really confident in their mixed martial arts abilities. You know, Jallum has been on the phone to me quite a bit saying that he is very confident that he can beat Jack. Word on the street is that JackDoesBoxing apparently used to train MMA, so he's confident as well. He wanted the MMA bout, so yeah, that's why it's happening. Whilst the poster I made advertises it in a cage, it's not going to be in a cage, it's going to be in a ring, sort of like the classic Japanese style you used to see MMA bouts happening in the squared circle rather than in a cage. Once again, you know, trying to be unique, like trying to do our own thing rather than just, you know, doing what other companies already do. There were questions about what weight the fight would be at. Since the middleweight championship is no longer on the line, I guess it will just be at light heavyweight. With Outcast, we don't do like strictly one weight that you have to make. We go through the whole weight class, so as long as you weigh in the light heavyweight weight class, you know, the fight can happen. Now obviously with Outcast being a white collar promotion and not having any sanctioning, the rules of this MMA bout will be strict. I think Jallum described it to me as a skills test bout, I think it was something like that. Now I don't watch MMA, so I'm not sure what that means, but I believe like there will be some moves which won't be allowed, like knees to the head and like crazy shit. At Outcast we prioritize fighter safety, like if something's not safe then we're not going to do it. The referee will make sure both fighters are safe, and obviously there will be the medical team as well. If either of them decide the fight can't happen, or you know, decide the fight can't continue, then they will make sure it won't happen or won't continue. A lot of people have been saying that this fight should just be in boxing, but once again, going back to my point that Outcast wants to be unique, we want to be different, we want to stand out over other companies, and by introducing MMA now, that also means in future cards, if we want MMA again, A, we'll like know what needs to be improved on, and B, I'm saying that now, but I don't think there is actually a B, just we know what will need to be improved on, and it can just become a sort of regular thing, improving every single time. I think this is going to be a good fight. Like I said, I don't watch MMA, I've not watched any UFC fights or anything. I do play UFC 4, but that's a game. I still don't know anything about UFC. The build-up's going to be great. You know, it's a heated rivalry. They were supposed to fight on Outcast 003 in just a normal boxing match. Now they're upping the stakes. They're allowing more moves, more excitement. You know, they can use all the weapons they have in their arsenal. Well, not every weapon. They can't fucking bring a chair in and hit each other, but it's definitely a great addition to the card. Hopefully this video has cleared some things up. We got some other great fights. You know, we got 2 rematches. There's fighting with Jay versus K5 Fired and Jake Forrest versus Dimes. I'm very excited for both of those fights. Hammer's Bueno makes his return after main eventing in Outcast 003. He takes on Ben Pryor. Liu Chak finally makes his debut. He's taking on Stephen Murphy, something like that. TikTok content creator Juicy Osama, he's taking on Lambs, who has been part of the small creator boxing scene for a while. He's been a viewer. Now he's finally stepping in. Hamish TV is finally back. It's been nearly a year since he fought, and he's taking on Leon Howard. He is a content creator on Instagram. He's got a great following. You know, a lot of people support him. I think that fight's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it a lot. Anton Bell returns. You know, he's having a fight in the United States, and then he's coming back to take on Mason Brown. I believe the winner of that will be getting a title shot against Lewis Smale. I think either of those fights, Lewis versus Anton or Lewis versus Mason, will be bangers. So I'm looking forward to seeing what will happen. James Slow finally returns. You know, he's currently on a losing streak and he's looking to get redemption against Gomez, who is good mates with Jake Forrest. I've met him before. He was talking about how he wanted to step in the ring, and now he's finally got his chance. I think that fight's going to be great. It's going to be good to see what Gomez can do, and you know, we'll see if James can get his redemption. There's still plenty more fights to announce, but so far this card is looking fantastic. Hopefully you guys can be there. If you want to get your tickets, they are £30. You can get them with the ticket tailor link that I will now leave in the description. If you can't be there in person, then once again we will be pre-recording this event to avoid any issues with like Wi-Fi or anything, so you can watch the event the next day. Hopefully this time my commentary doesn't get cut out, because I will be on commentary for fights that I made and also like any fights that I just want to call really. Manchester United play in about an hour. Not really looking forward to it because Man United kind of not been great recently, but yeah, I'm gonna prepare to watch that now whilst also editing this video, so it hopefully comes out the same day, like after the match or during it. You can leave now.